This captivating K-drama delves into the human condition against the backdrop of space exploration. It begins with a historical overview of humanity's journey into the cosmos, highlighting the advancements and dreams that have fueled this ambitious endeavor. The narrative then shifts to the present, focusing on the launch of a rocket carrying a diverse crew, an EU, and a seasoned astronaut and the spacecraft commander, Gong Yu, and a wealthy space tourist, embarking on this journey for personal reasons. Garcia, a fellow astronaut, experienced and pragmatic. During pre-launch preparations, tensions arise when Minho is incorrectly assigned Garcia's suit. This minor incident foreshadows the complexities and unexpected challenges that await them in space. Meanwhile, on Earth, we encounter the powerful JRM, chairman of the Amjad Group, and his ambitious daughter, Go-yoon, CEO of Amjad Electronics. JRM remains unconcerned about his son-in-law-to-be, Gong Rayong, an esteemed OBGYN who has been selected for the space mission. Gong Rayong, a brilliant doctor, is driven by a deep sense of purpose. He carries with him crucial medical research samples, hoping to find solutions to pressing issues like dementia and infertility in the unique environment of space. As the launch date approaches, Go-yoon expresses her anxieties to her father, highlighting the inherent risks involved in space travel. JRM, however, remains indifferent, prioritizing his business interests over his daughter's emotional well-being. The launch sequence unfolds with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Gong Rayong, despite his initial fear and apprehension, experiences a surge of adrenaline as the rocket propels him into the unknown. In the confines of the spacecraft, Gong Rayong grapples with the realities of weightlessness and the psychological impact of isolation. He experiences moments of awe and terror, confronting his own mortality in the vastness of the universe. Flashbacks reveal poignant moments from Gong Rayong's past. We witness his dedication to his profession, his compassion for his patients, and the tragic events that shaped his life. He recalls the loss of his parents, the challenges he faced as a young man, and the demanding career that almost consumed him. One pivotal event in his past involves Go-yoon. He encounters her under tragic circumstances, saving her life after a car accident. Their initial encounter is marked by tension and mistrust, but gradually evolves into a complex and passionate relationship. However, Gong Rayong's past also carries a dark secret. Forced to perform an unethical procedure under duress, he is haunted by the consequences, leading to his downfall and the subsequent termination of his medical career. Driven by a desire for redemption and a thirst for knowledge, Gong Rayong accepts the space mission as a chance to escape his past and contribute to scientific advancement. As the mission progresses, unexpected challenges arise. The crew encounters a series of unforeseen obstacles, including technical malfunctions and a mysterious, unidentified object approaching the spacecraft. In the face of danger, the crew must rely on their training, their camaraderie, and their unwavering determination to survive. Gong Rayong, drawing upon his medical expertise and his unwavering spirit, plays a crucial role in overcoming these challenges.
Through these trials, Gong Rayong undergoes a profound transformation. He confronts his fears, rediscovers his humanity, and ultimately finds a renewed sense of purpose. He learns to appreciate the fragility of life and the importance of human connection, even in the vast emptiness of space.
As the mission draws to a close, Gong Rayong reflects on his journey, acknowledging the profound impact it has had on him. He realizes that true fulfillment lies not in wealth or fame, but in making a difference, in contributing to something greater than himself. The episode begins with an introduction to the concept of mouse experiments in space, highlighting the 85% similarity between mouse and human genes. We are then introduced to the main characters, Gong, Yu, and Garcia, who are on a spacecraft en route to a space station where Kangsu resides. On the station, they encounter Min Ah-lee, a scientist conducting plant experiments, and her twin brother, Don Ah-lee, who is responsible for the mouse experiments. The spacecraft successfully docks with the station, a moment that is eagerly watched by mission control and the media on Earth. Gong, Yu, and Garcia arrive at the station and attempt to make a good first impression. Gong brings a fruit basket as a gift, but it's infested with flies, causing chaos within the station. Despite Yu's attempts to calm the situation, the flies create a comical and chaotic atmosphere. Meanwhile, Min Ah-lee observes the behavior of a pair of mice, fascinated by their courtship rituals. This observation leads to a philosophical discussion about the nature of life and the challenges of creating life in the confines of space. Back on Earth, Min Yoon, a doctor, desperately seeks a solution to her infertility. She believes that utilizing space technology, specifically the zero-gravity environment, can help her conceive. She plans to send her husband, Don Jun, to space with a specific injection to overcome their infertility. This plan involves enlisting the help of Gong, who initially refuses due to the ethical and personal risks involved. However, Min Jun's emotional plea and the memory of a past conversation with her and her husband, Dong Hoon, move him to agree. The episode then shifts to the events leading up to the mission. Gong, tasked with delivering a crucial item to Don Jun, faces suspicion and distrust from the station crew. He is accused of attempting to sabotage the mission, leading to a tense confrontation with Kang Soo. The climax of the episode revolves around a critical moment in the mouse experiment. The male mouse attacks the female mouse, endangering her life. The other scientists panic, but Gong, drawing upon his medical expertise, performs CPR on the injured mouse, successfully reviving it. This act of heroism not only saves the mouse but also redeems Gong in the eyes of his colleagues. He gains their respect and admiration, solidifying his place on the space station. Gong, contemplating his future and his newfound appreciation for the wonders of space and the complexities of life. The episode explores the ethical dilemmas surrounding scientific research, particularly when it involves living beings and human reproduction. The human condition in space, it delves into the psychological and emotional challenges faced by astronauts living in isolation and the impact of the space environment on human relationships. Power of human connection. The episode highlights the importance of empathy, compassion, and teamwork in overcoming adversity and achieving common goals. The episode begins at the space station, where Yoon, Kang-soo, Minali, Seung-joon, and Garcia celebrate their successful mouse surgery. However, the joyous mood is soon interrupted by the impending lottery broadcast. Meanwhile, Gong, consumed by thoughts of Go Yoon, watches a video of Yu checking on him while he sleeps. He later discovers Yu hiding a CC camera, fearing Kang-soo will take it to the lab. The lottery numbers are announced, and tension mounts. Kang-soo, determined to succeed with his artificial insemination project, injects sperm into the axe. Gong, witnessing this, is shocked but unable to intervene due to a video call with his mother. Later, Kang-soo informs Jerry of his success, revealing that he injected sperm into the center of the egg to maximize fertilization. Back at the station, preparations for the next spacewalk begin. Ok-juni informs Gong that a vital panel in his suit was damaged, jeopardizing the mission. Despite the danger, Gong insists that Kang-soo, his copy, should go out. Yu, initially hesitant, eventually agrees to the spacewalk, acknowledging the inherent risks. However, Gong's persistent objections and his own memories of near-death experiences during training weigh heavily on her mind. The episode shifts to flashbacks, showcasing Gong's obsession with space exploration and his reckless disregard for his own safety. We see him searching for evidence against Kang-soo and witnessing Min Yoon's deteriorating health. The tension escalates as Go Yoon contacts Kang-soo, expressing her displeasure with his ice cream choice. Kang-soo, trying to appease her, makes a series of questionable decisions. Meanwhile, Yu, contemplating her mortality, writes her will. She confides in Donnelly about winning the lottery, revealing that the ticket is marked, "Stand by me." The spacewalk commences. Go, tasked with retrieving Max, experiences a rapid increase in heart rate, triggering an emergency alarm. The station loses power, and chaos ensues. Kang-soo, facing oxygen deprivation, struggles to complete his tasks. Indra, the AI, malfunctions, further complicating the situation. Minali, frantic with worry, scolds Gong for his recklessness. As Gong watches X in the playroom, he discovers Yu's will. During the spacewalk, Yu encounters a critical malfunction, her suit losing oxygen. She struggles to maintain her grip, facing imminent death. Gondar, reading the will of his adoptive father, Yu, an American astronaut who perished in space. The will reveals poignant details about Yu's life and work, including instructions to keep your work here and avoid causing trouble. However, an emergency alarm blares, signaling a critical situation. Gondar realizes this is related to Yu, who is trapped in space. He frantically searches for clues, eventually finding a mirror that displays a distorted image of Yu. Yu assures him she is fine, but Gondar senses her distress and insists she is lying. He witnesses Yu's labored breathing in her repeated attempts to close her eyes, indicating a dire situation. Zheng Jun attempts to assist Yu, but she refuses help. Gondar, driven by desperation, opens the hatch and ventures into the hazardous environment to rescue her. The control room personnel are aghast at his reckless actions, warning of the imminent danger to both their lives. Yu pleads with him to return, but Gondar remains adamant, demanding to know the nature of Yu's predicament. Shenzhen reluctantly explains the situation, revealing the extent of Yu's peril. Gondar, armed with a rescue hook, attempts to reach Yu, but she remains elusive. In a moment of sheer desperation, Gondar leaps into the void, defying all warnings. To the astonishment of everyone, Gondar successfully reaches Yu and secures her with the hook. This audacious act triggers a series of supernatural events, including the appearance of ghostly figures and Donnelly's incredulous remarks about Gondar's crazy actions. Yu, weakened and disoriented, instructs Gondar to apply an oxygen mask upon returning to the temple. Gondar assures her he will, urging her to focus on her recovery. He is then brought back into the cabin, where he encounters his friend, the Keyman, who frantically tries to contact him, but to no avail. The episode shifts to Jerian, who is discussing Kangsu's successful space mission with his doctor, expressing hopes for the fertilization of Kangsu's samples. Meanwhile, Li Man, driven by desperation and guilt, attempts to retrieve an empty bowl left by Minjing, hoping to gain her favor. He confronts Minjing, who vehemently refuses, fearing the consequences of his actions. Li Man reveals his belief that he is dying and his desire to help Minjing, even if it means breaking into the freezer. However, he notices Jerian approaching and quickly hides. Jerian, oblivious to Li Man's presence, pressures Minjing to prepare for her pregnancy, emphasizing the importance of producing an heir to carry on his legacy. Minjing, deeply resentful of Jerion's controlling nature and his neglect of their son, Dongyi, who died while saving another, lashes out at him. She accuses him of never caring for Dongyi's well-being and of manipulating her life, including forcing her to change doctors. Jerian, unfazed by her accusations, insists that she will eventually be grateful for his actions. He then instructs his doctor to remove Minjing from work, ostensibly for her own well-being. However, Jerion's plans are momentarily disrupted when he catches a glimpse of a news report about Gong's impending engagement. This news deeply disturbs Sobhati, Gong's mother. The episode then shifts back to Gong, who is undergoing treatment for his injuries. He recalls Yu's desperate pleas and his own terrifying descent into the void. He contacts Li Man, expressing relief at his survival and a desire to speak with his mother. Li Man, however, reveals the news of Yu's engagement, leaving Gong stunned and heartbroken. Shojin, aware of Gong's distress, attempts to comfort him, but Gong remains preoccupied with Yu's well-being. He encounters Yu in the hallway, accompanied by Kangsu. Yu, initially surprised by his presence, reacts coldly, blaming him for his reckless actions that nearly cost them both their lives. Gong apologizes for his actions, acknowledging his ignorance of the dangers involved. Yu, however, remains unforgiving, emphasizing the gravity of his actions and demanding that he stay away from her. Dejected and heartbroken, Gong retreats to his room, grappling with the consequences of his actions and the shattered remnants of his hope. The episode concludes with a series of unsettling events. Gong discovers a lottery ticket belonging to Kangsu and contemplates its implications. Minali, who had initially intended to return the ticket to Kangsu, is persuaded by Gong to keep it, believing that Kangsu, with his immense wealth, would not miss the money. Later, while engaging in a playful banter with his colleagues, Shunjin and Garcia, Gong experiences a sudden flashback to his rescue attempt. He becomes increasingly agitated, confessing his desire to relive the experience and save Yu, regardless of the consequences. Yu, meanwhile, remains deeply troubled by the events, struggling to come to terms with the near-death experience and the lingering fear that haunts her. The episode ends with a lingering shot of Yu staring out the window, reflecting on the events that transpired, while Gong, consumed by guilt and regret, remains trapped in the aftermath of his ill-fated rescue attempt.